You get to play him. You get to become him. And every night you walk out there and we pin the ears back of basically white America. White liberal America comes in and they go, we had no idea it was that tough. And it's a slap in the face. It's a wake-up call. It's also a decision. Atticus has to go through a change different than the book. We made him more of the protagonist who has a change. And his change is, it's to David's point earlier, or to Mayor Pete's point earlier. The people on the other side, they don't have bad intentions, not all of them. Mm-hmm. Atticus believes that there's goodness in everyone. You just have to care enough to look for it. And that's being challenged now. That's being challenged, and I got to come back and talk to you after, and I confess that it was me sobbing in the fourth row. There was some weeping. And when Atticus is at the jail and protecting, the KKK comes. They come for him. Mm-hmm. And it's Scout that recognizes one of her...
See, we'll keep living like it's 1920. We'll keep talking about this. And these lefties who have a communist takeover agenda will never give up this ghost. In the month where two black athletes signed the highest contracts in sports history, Patrick Mahomes, quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, $550 million. And Mookie Betts with the LA Dodgers to play baseball, $440 million. That's a hell of a long way from picking cotton, don't you think? I mean, seriously? What are we doing, minstrel shows? Are we waiting for the Natchez to swing up on the Mississippi and put on a tugboat show or a showboat? I mean, this is so absurd in every way. This is 50 years of affirmative action where unqualified minorities get jobs over overly qualified white guys. And that's okay. Because you see, these idiots, it's never happened to them. Like little Miss Molly Yard over here. You know, this nitwit with the IQ of a dead bush. But she was pushed through school and college because she had the right genitalia and she would toe the line. She carries the water like Dolly Parton there. Dolly, what was her name? Madison? And this will never stop. This will never stop. Trump has done more for minorities in 3.5 years than the last 8 presidents did in their terms, including Obama. But they won't talk about that because Donald Trump called Rosie O'Donnell a fat pig. Doesn't matter that that's classically true. So this Jeff Daniels guy is such a sophomoric nerd. He thinks he becomes these people. He's got a high school education, and he acts like he was Joshua Chamberlain at the Little Round Top. And he completely overacted in that movie. And I'm sure he's doing it again, playing Atticus Finch, trying to rewrite history and making it look like every white man that ever lived had nothing more prescient on his mind than the thought of abusing some underprivileged minority. And go see where Mr. Daniels lives. Go see where any of these people live. See if they live in a community with minorities. Perish the thought. But they'll keep going on these TV shows and talking in their echo chamber and making themselves feel so good and so valuable.
And I started sobbing. I mean, our children are watching this moment. Atticus's children are played by extraordinary actors in the play. And it is this reminder that in this moment in our politics, our children are watching.
Yes, they're watching.
Children are watching, and I live in Michigan. And after the election, I was surprised at some of the people. You know, I said, can you believe this election? They go, yeah, isn't it great? And you're going, whoa, my wife's on Facebook, and these go, oh, we got another Trumper, you know? And it's just, you didn't see it coming. Atticus goes through this. I know these people. They're good people. There's, and there are reasons why. And he's an apologist. He's an enabler. And I think there are people in the Midwest between the coasts who don't pretend, who don't know anything about, who don't care about this, who don't have time for this, who have to make a decision now.
Yeah, here's what you're deciding. Vote for a guy who had the temerity to tell you that he wanted you to have your jobs back. Vote for a man who told you that China is our enemy and adversary. And now that they've killed well over 100,000 Americans with their invented COVID virus, Trump's the problem. And Joe Biden, who's on videotape cutting deals with the dirty Ukrainian government and telling them not to fire a prosecutor that was investigating Burisma and his son Hunter, right? On videotape. They're still chasing Trump over an alleged phone call that he never made. We got videotape of Biden cutting deals. We know how much money, $80,000 a month, his son was making. We know how much money the Chinese government gave him. Not a word. He got over $1 million handed to him from the Chinese government. We see him, Hunter, and Joe Biden getting off a plane in China together, but he never talked to his son about what he was doing. And these people sit here on television, look you straight in the eye, and tell you you're a racist because you like Donald Trump. Donald Trump, who's hired more minorities in his administration than the last 4 administrations combined, especially Obama. He pays women the same amount of money for the same job as he pays men, unlike Obama or the Clintons, who never did that. But we'll sit here and listen to these people, and there's a certain segment behind all these media outlets, and I'm not going to point out that demographic. But at the core of this, they can't stand a tall, fair, blonde, Germanic president. Gives them nightmares. Even if he has a certain minority in his family and prays alongside with them and his own religion, because they had it in their head that he is not a good guy. And no matter what he does, and no matter what he says, case dismissed. And the needles of evidence that they haven't found versus the haystacks and mountainous criminality on their side, not to be paid attention to. All the illegalities of the Clintons, what they did to the poor people in Haiti. Go down to Haiti and ask the people how they feel about the Clintons. The Russian-Ukrainian collusion on behalf of Hillary Clinton, falsifying warrants, falsifying FISA applications, lie after lie after lie, with our Department of Injustice and all the crooks under the Obama administration, the weaponized IRS, the Schulmans, the lowest learners going after Christian 501cs. See, anything Americana or Christian to these animals is to be hated and shunned. And you're supposed to teach your kid that you could make love to unicorns under a rainbow flag and have more letters than are in the alphabet to describe your sexual predilections, and that's okay. And all of this Epstein stuff that's going to come out about all the pedophilia with all these lefties, 27 trips to Pervert Island by the Clintons. But that didn't happen to these people. And they ignore, and when they can't ignore, they falsely accuse. They are the disciples of Satan. And we are in a civil war, and it's not just for our nation, it's good and evil. And God is watching all of it.